This conference will now be recorded.
Hello friends, welcome to bispsolutions.com. My name is Sumit and here I'm with my new video in Salesforce Web Component Development, and it's a case study where I would be going to show you how to invoke Apex class from Lightning Web Component. So basically my requirement is I need to create a Lightning Web Component for searching accounts, and for search account I would like to pass my request to Apex class, and Apex class will perform the search operation and it will respond back to Lightning Web Component, and that component will display the result back onto LWC on Salesforce. So you might have gone through my previous video where I have demonstrated how to create a Lightning Web Component using Studio Code. We will be doing the same approach, and the only thing is here we would be going to have a look how to invoke Apex class or how to call an Apex class from LWC. So in order to do that, first of all, I need to create one Apex class in my Salesforce instance, and let me log in into my Salesforce developer org. So I got developer org. Let me log in into that and log in. So that's the username and 1 2 3 4 ADM. I log in into it, and first of all, I'm going to make sure that any security token is not mandatory for that. So I'll just go to my settings and I'll just check. So as you can see, it's asking for a security token. So I'm going to make some changes so that we can access it easily. And for that, I just go to manage profile, and from manage profiles, I click on administrator account, system administrator account. And in system administrator account, there's a property called IP range. There's a property called IP ranges. So I scroll down and login IP ranges. And here I'm setting the IP ranges as this. So now I can log in from anywhere. So now the first thing I need to do is I need to create an Apex class, and because we are talking about Lightning components, so let me switch to Lightning component first of all, and there I'm going to create one Apex class, and that Apex class will be help us to search record. And because we are working in Lightning environment, so the Apex class we are going to create, it should be Aura enabled. So I'll just search for setup Apex class. Apex classes, and let me create an Apex class here. Click new, and the Apex class I'm going to create public with sharing class account controller. That's a class name, Apex class name, and this class or enable catchable is equal to true, and because it's a class, and I would be going to invoke this class from component, so it would be a static and it will return respond in the form of a list, find accounts, find accounts, string, search key, search key. So this is the class, and now in this class I'm going to write a logic to respond back the the result. So search key is equal to single person plus search key plus single person, and finally it will return select. I would be returning select ID, comma name, comma account number, comma industry from account where name like is equal to key. So that's an Apex class. So let's save this Apex class now and search key SEARCH. So make sure SEARCH search key and search, and let me save it. So Apex class is ready now. Now the next step we will be using Visual Studio Code, and for this I've already downloaded and installed Visual Studio Code and Salesforce CLI. Now click on View Command Palette, and first of all I'm going to create a new project, and I'll give project name as so. It will take some time, so it's taking some time for me. So let's let it open. So I'll just give name as BISPLWC test project. Enter. So it will create a new project for us. Then once the project is created, I would authorize this project with Salesforce. So for that, I need to go for View Command Palette, and I'll go for SFDX and authorized SFDX authorize and org. And for authorization, I will be using so there is no default org set right now. So it would be checking any existing authorizations are there available right now. If there are no authorizations available, then it will allow us to authorize this app, to authorize this project with Salesforce. And I'll go with the default URL, and I'll just BISP org test. So it will launch a URL for me, login.salesforce.com, and it will open in a browser, and in that browser I need to log in using the same credentials I'm using over here. So I think it's cancel. Let me do it once again. Command palette, authorize and org, project default, SFTC or BISP test org. So I'll just go for authorization once again, because previously the authorization was not completed successfully. And here I need to provide the username and password for authorization. And the username and password I'm using for authorization, let me enter that. That is 01 and admin 12345 and login. And there I logged in, and here it will validate the authorization with the help of Salesforce CLI integration extension. And once authorized, once this application, once the Salesforce get authorized with this Visual Studio, you can say that we are authorizing Visual Studio Code through Salesforce. And once the authorization is done, a linking will be done between Visual Studio Code and Salesforce. So it is asking for an authorization. Salesforce CLI is asking to access your basic information. You need to click on allow. And once you allow that, the authorization will be completed. And you can see authorization, it is successfully authorized. So now this Visual Studio Code is successfully authorized my Salesforce subscription. And that's the same subscription where I have created Apex class. So I'll just show you the same one. That's my same subscription. Where just now we created our Apex class named as account create. So you can see account controller, and that's the same Apex class we created just now. Now for next step, we need to create a new project, and it would be a Lightning Web component I need to create. So I'll just give name as BISP Advanced Search Lightning, and I select the default app. That will create a new Lightning Web component within Force app LWC, and I would be getting, let me refresh it, and it will create three files for me, because whenever we work with Lightning component, it creates three files. One is HTML file, one is JavaScript file, and one is meta.xml file. So to know more about these files, you can go through my previous video where I have explained about it. So as you can see, this project is created successfully now, and these are my new three files. So first of all, it's a template where we would be creating a template. Then we have a JavaScript where the logic will be written, and finally this will be the meta.xml where we will be showing the component, that in which places or in which areas we can show this component. So in order to ease this task, let me add the component first. So let me customize this template file. That's my template, and as you can see, I have created one lightning card named as search account. That's the title. That's the icon which is coming. Then I create a new division class around medium lightning input type. So user can input a value to that, and on change invoke the Apex class into Lightning component, and the class is this, and label I set as search account. It's a Lightning input. After that, if the account exists, whatever comments, whatever text we would be inserting in the search input input box, if record exists, it will extract the records from the account object and store into accounts list, and this list we are using in a template, and this template is basically used to display account id, account name, and account number. So in Apex class, we are extracting id, name, account number, industry. Instead of account number, we can show account acc dot industry also. So it depends. So let's suppose I write acc dot industry, but just make sure that whatever statement you would be writing over there, the fields you would be extracting in query, same fields, only those fields you can use here for data extraction. You cannot use the fields with those fields which are not included in your query, or the data, this query is not fetching the records uh, for companies column, or for contact columns, or for date column, so it won't display records for that particular. So this is a template. Now next, we need to write the logic in JavaScript. So that's my, and here in this logic, so let me write the logic first. Now the first of all, I would be going to use track, and also I need to import the Apex class. I need to add a reference for importing the class. So I just add a reference for find accounts from Salesforce slash Apex slash account controller. So account controller is this class name, this Apex class name, account controller. And from this account controller, we this from this account controller, I would be extracting the find accounts function. This is my find accounts function. That's why I use static keywords so that we don't have to create an instance for this class to extract the records. And now finally, we would be extracting the data. We will be calling that data. So for that, let me uh, track it out. So that's the code I have. And in this code, as you can see, now in this code, as you can see, we have uh, track accounts, track error. Search record is a function we are calling this. So it is somehow similar to Visual Force and Apex. And in Visual Force, if we are defining any custom action, so that action we need to be mentioned in our Apex class. So in similar fashion, if we are using any component in lightning.html, so same component we need to be mentioned in JS class. So I just define search recorder, it's an event, and I just set the timeout, delay dot timeout, constant search key. It keeps on searching, and for searching the delay timeout, if the based on delay timeout, if it is greater than equal to, it should be set timeout, and we would be finding out the search key. So search key is the uh, field which is associated with the input search key. And that search key find account search key, and search key is equal to event.target.value. So this will be the value which user going to enter into this input type. So this search key information will store into search key, and based on that we would be calling this function. So basically find accounts is a function, and this find accounts will be called, there is one parameter required. Let me show you Apex class, and this class required one search key. So this search key we are passing from here. And if result is there, then it will display results, else it will throw an error message. So it is throwing an error message that delay is not defined. So let me define this delay also. And in order to define this delay, I'm going to defining this delay before the class, and you see error is removed, and I just defined delay as 350 milliseconds. So this is also ready. Now I'll go to Lightning XML, and first of all I set exposed as true. If you do not set as exposed as true, your component won't be available in your Salesforce. So it's mandatory that this should be set as true. And now finally my targets or the places where I would like to display this component is the Lightning app page, Lightning record page, and Lightning home page. These are the targets where I can add my Lightning component. Now once it is done, let me save this, and finally I'm going to deploy this. And in order to deploy this, we don't have to copy paste by ourselves. We simple click default and I say deploy source to off, and it will start deploying this complete this BISP advanced search Lightning web component onto Salesforce. And we are ready to add, or we are good to add this component on our home page based on the targets we have set. And as you can see, I got a message that SFDC deploy Salesforce successfully ran. So the deployment has been done successfully. And it will now on a Lightning home page, I would like to add this component. So I'll switch to my Salesforce. I'll switch to setup. And in setup, I'm going to select it's on a home page for any app. So I'll just go for an app like sales app, and I'll just display sales app first of all. So I'll just click on Sales app, and now in Sales app, it will display home page to us. And now I would like to edit this page and add a Lightning Web component. So I just click on Edit Page, and the component we created just now with BSP Advanced Search Lightning. So this component will be available in the component section on left side. So I need to refresh it. And you can see it's throwing in a message to me that we need to deploy my domain to see the custom component here. So first of all, we need to deploy the domain. Now in my existing example, I have already deployed the domain, but here it's not a domain is not deployed. So that's why it's not showing the component here first of all. So I'll just go to my domain and let me register a domain quickly. So I'll just register a domain. Let's say BISP April custom domain, check availability. So before practicing this component, just make sure that you have registered a domain, because registering a domain will take some time. Maybe we have to wait for a couple of minutes for, because it would be going to register and it will take some time in order to do that. So we have to wait. There's no other option with us. So let's wait for a few minutes. My domain registration is pending, and after domain is registered successfully, it will test it.
This conference will now be recorded.
So you can see now this domain is ready, and I deploy this domain to all users. So it's ready to use now. Now let me go and refresh the home page once again, and we'll see whether we are able to get that custom components over here. So I need to log in once again. And now you can see a new component is coming once we enable domain. A new component is coming named as BISP Advanced Search Lightning. So I drag in this component and drop it over here. So we are good to use this component now. I just drag and drop this component, save it, and activate it. Assign as org default, system default, save.
This
So
conference will now be recorded.
as you can see, the component is added, and as soon as we start typing for searching record, it will start looking for records. So I can search for any record. I remove the characters. I just say A, so it will search records only for me. I write test, so this it will search only for those record test accounts. So we can quickly filter records based on this component. So this is how we can use Lightning. We can invoke an Apex class from a Lightning Web component using Visual Studio Code. You can find out the you will get the code along with this video. You will find a URL to download the code. If you have some queries, you can post your comments in comment box. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.